Celebrating a historic season, the Jesse Burkett senior softball team returns home tonight from their week-long trip to the World Series. Plus, temperatures reached into the 90s in parts of Worcester today. How some athletes are adjusting to the heat. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Worcester's looking to prevent the use of tobacco in the city. Now, thanks to funding from the state, they're one step closer to making it happen. The city's Division of Public Health will receive $115,000 a year for the next 4 years. The funding is a combination of state and federal dollars, which will be used to help start tobacco control programs based on recommendations from the CDC. According to the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, 99% of smokers started before the age of 26, and 88% started by age 18. Medical Director for Worcester Department of Public Health, Dr. Michael Hirsch, says in a statement, improving our overall public health begins with preventing our youth from using and becoming addicted to nicotine. At the end of the month, an MGM casino will open in Springfield, which poses the question, will this affect venues here in central Massachusetts? President and CEO of the Hanover Theater, Troy Siebels, says their initial worry was MGM Springfield would program shows which, in turn, would take shows out of Worcester. But he says up until now, they've been good to work with and says they're optimistic it won't have the negative impact, but they'll have to wait and see. Siebels says there's a provision in the gaming legislation which would help theaters like Hanover.
To this at the casino itself, that's the biggest thing. That's going to go the farthest to making sure that we can still do the kind of work we've been doing and we intend to keep doing. So that's a huge win for us.
MGM Springfield will officially open August 24th. Worcester welcomes home the Jesse Burkett senior softball team. They went on a historic run at this year's Softball World Series, finishing as one of the top 4 teams in the world. And while their softball season may have reached its end, the memories made at the tournament will live on forever. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with more. Cam?
Anna, the team came all the way from Delaware down here to Rockwood Field after cementing themselves as one of the top softball teams in the entire world. Earlier today, I was able to catch up with some of the players and coaches, and they say their experience at the World Series was nothing short of unforgettable.
A police escort brings the Jesse Burkett senior softball team home to Rockwood Field. The team was greeted by family and friends after finishing 4th in this year's Senior League Softball World Series.
It's insane. It's incredible. Like, it doesn't really feel real at all.
Even now that we're back, it still doesn't feel like we just went to the World Series and we're 4th in the world.
The Burkett girls knocked off the #1 seeded Hawaii before being eliminated by eventual series winner Asia Pacific. Manager Dan Coffey says chemistry is what got the team so far.
We felt as if we had unfinished business to go into this year with, and that was our focus point. And we brought those 10 of those kids back, added on a couple of new ones, and we thought they gelled pretty closely.
The Massachusetts District 4 champions were also awarded the World Series Sportsmanship Award. The team says they took pride in representing the state and city as best they could.
I think we just made everyone here proud. Like, we all tried our best and we just kept working together. And
we started out just as a Jesse Burkett team, and then it grew and grew, and next thing you know, we were east representing bigger regions, and it was just like, it was unbelievable.
After playing on one of the world's biggest stages, players say it's something they'll cherish for the rest of their lives.
Bonding with the teammates, meeting new players from all over the world, learning the background of how they play the sport, it's just an amazing experience that will last forever.
In all my years of softball, I've never done anything like this, and I'm just so happy to have just experienced it.
Now, Coffey says it's difficult to maintain this kind of success year to year with so many kids moving on. I asked him if he was surprised at how well the team did this season, and he said he was more surprised with how hot it was when the team returned to Worcester, Massachusetts. Reporting live from Rockwood Field tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Welcome home and congratulations to those girls. Well, temperatures reached the 90s in Worcester today, which made for a tough practice for the Holy Cross football team. Coach Bob Chesney says while it's hot, they have to get used to this kind of weather because there could be temperatures like these on game days in the near future. However, he does say they want to make sure everyone's safe during the first few days of practice because they're not used to it yet.
Cut down a couple individuals. We'll add in 4 different water breaks where they pop off their helmets and get in the shade, and just things that you naturally have to do.
The National Weather Service says the heat and humidity may have caused heat stress during outdoor exertion or extended exposure. In Auburn, residents looking to cool off at Crystal Caves mini golf course will be offered free water if golfing, or they can enjoy an ice cream inside.
We usually put out a cooler for the water for the kids and for the adults. If they need some water, they can just run up and grab it.
Every day, probably we have a pretty steady amount of people come in for ice cream, whether it's hot, cold, just because people like ice cream in general. Outside, though, on those really nice days that are nice and in between, we'll have the mini golf going, batting cages, the trampolines, everything.
The National Weather Service is advising people to drink plenty of fluids, stay in air-conditioned rooms, stay out of sunshine, and check up on relatives and neighbors. Cleanup efforts are underway across parts of central Massachusetts after a tornado hit. Dozens of buildings were damaged and some residents still don't even have a place to stay. Monday, MEMA, the Red Cross, and Salvation Army stepped in to help those in need. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
Owners of Webster Tri-Town Travel show the damage inside their building on Main Street from Saturday's tornado.
We took out immediately the whatever water was in the ceiling and the tiles and the insulation. We have a lot of cleanup to do.
The National Weather Service confirms an EF1 tornado hit Dudley and Webster, causing extensive damage. It was on the ground for only a minute and had wind speeds of 110 miles per hour.
The best way I can explain is like suction. You can literally hear the doors and windows just go.
Boarded up windows like this one are a common sight here on Main Street as business owners work to get back to normal.
We hope to reopen as quickly as possible. The windows should be replaced in a few days.
MEMA says about 41 people were displaced in Webster and 2 buildings had to be taken down. They opened a resource recovery center for anyone looking for help.
We need to figure out who needs help and what type of help they need to get into housing. But bottom line is we're here, the community is here to support the people as long as it takes.
Crystal Morsecki lived in one of the buildings which were knocked down. She lost everything and is looking for any kind of support.
We have nothing. All my daughter's 13. Everything's gone. All my son's strollers, his axle saucers. I have an 8-month-old son. All of his stuff is gone.
As Webster works to clean up, residents advise others to listen to future weather warnings and take them seriously.
I'll definitely look at storms a little bit different now.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Copper sulfate is being added to some of Worcester's bodies of water this week as Indian Lake and Coe's Reservoir are treated for algae. Residents are warned to stay out of Indian Lake Monday and Coe's Reservoir Tuesday when the treatment is being applied. According to Worcester's DPW, the copper sulfate is a safe and effective way to control the growth of harmful, toxin-producing algae. People and pets should stay out of the water, and people should refrain from boating and fishing. It's been 10 years since the Asian longhorned beetle was detected in central Mass. Since then, more than 35,000 trees have been cut down in an area of 110 square miles. More than 3 million trees inspection survey have been taken place. The Asian longhorn beetle program reports it's been about 7 months since an infested tree was found. If one is detected, it will have to be removed.
It's been going really well, and I hope that we can be done sooner than later. To put it in perspective, we're on our second round of survey, meaning that we had completed the 110 square mile area. We had surveyed it once over back in 2015, and we celebrated that. And since then, we're pretty close to doing it for a second time.
The Asian longhorned beetle program believes the insect was brought in on wood from Asia. They say more than 30,000 trees have been replanted in the quarantined areas. Potentially harmful chemicals found inside of Abby Kelley Foster Charter Public School are believed to be lower than when originally tested. According to the Telegram, air tests conducted in June showed slightly elevated levels of TCE. Results shared with the school last week revealed the amount of the known carcinogen was below imminent hazard levels. In a letter sent home to parents, the Department of Environmental Protection say they'll continue to work with the school to seal pathways around pipes where the chemicals could be coming in.